Hi, everyone. Thank you guys for joining in to today's Meet MobileCoin. I'm your host, Colin Lowenberg, and I'm going to be talking today about our developer portal. In order to kick things off and also add a little conversation, I've actually invited some community members to join our call today. So if you'd like to ever join in and talk live on our show, I'd be happy to host you. I will just ask you to join in and tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're working on, and then we can dive into different topics. Today's topic, we're going to be diving into the developer portal. The developer portal is a new website that we've built. It's on developers.mobilecoin.com, and you can go and visit that site right now. And we're going to be talking about that with one of our community members, actually. So I'd like to introduce Lawrence from Black and Bullish. Hi, Lawrence. Thanks for joining us.
Colin, good morning, brother. How we doing?
Great. Thank you for joining me on this nice Wednesday morning. Tell me what is Black and Bullish?
Got you. So for me, I'm primarily a Bitcoiner. You know, what I mean, that's what I do. I'm a Bitcoiner, and I started Black and Bullish just to kind of share things about things that I'm bullish about. A lot of people thought my community that I created on Twitter was just for people that look like me. That is not true. It's just simply that I, the creator, am Black and I'm bullish. So hence the name, you know. So we talk a lot about Bitcoin, some educational stuff, security things like that, that nature. And for a period, I was doing a weekly Twitter Spaces audio where we would just sit and talk about all things Bitcoin, kind of catch people up on the news and things like that in the space. And then, you know, work schedule got hectic. So now we do them periodically, just pop them up. Actually, just did one last week on Wednesday. It was our 1 year anniversary of our first Black and Bullish on April 27th. Wow. So that was pretty cool. Got the old band back together for a little bit there.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you for creating good content out there and helping new people get into crypto. And I think I actually approached you for some feedback on our developer portal and a lot of the content because a lot of the inspiration for MobileCoin actually comes from Bitcoin. The original Bitcoin white paper is good reading material as well. So we've kind of done a good job of explaining the differences between Bitcoin and MobileCoin in our documentation. And so I think it's really good to have that understanding of cryptocurrency as a whole as you start to learn about MobileCoin. This website right here, if you go to developers.mobilecoin.com, you can follow along with us. But we're going to take you on a little tour of the website, talk about why we're building this and what we're trying to build here at MobileCoin. The first most important thing is why are we building this? And I think the key answer there is MobileCoin is a solution for encrypted payments that are fast and simple and easy to use. And so it's about bringing cryptocurrency to the masses, but also giving them the ability to choose privacy when they want to in their wallet and in every transaction that they send. And I think that's a really big mission of taking it to the masses, but we've got to also build it as an open source project. And so this is the center of that community to bring everyone together into one website and one community that we can all chat with each other. Do you feel like you've joined the MobileCoin community, Lawrence?
Definitely. I've been, it's piqued my interest a lot. I think that's because one, I kind of came to it through Signal. I don't call myself a Bitcoin maxi. Definitely will call myself a Signal maxi. I try my best to push all my communications through there. So when I saw MobileCoin get integrated, I started to look into it just to kind of understand it, see what it was. And I started to notice that I like a lot of the functionality being built into the network. I'm a huge privacy advocate. I think that a lot of people think that privacy is not very important. But however, there's also people that think that Bitcoin has a privacy problem. I would say Bitcoin does not have a privacy problem. It was built to be open. Therefore, achieving privacy within Bitcoin is a challenge. And I think that MobileCoin is building some things that could present some answers to those challenges. So that's kind of where my interest comes from and why I've been, poking around the community and having conversations with people like yourself, just trying to figure out what you guys are building and how I think that can complement what Bitcoin already brings to the table.
Let's dive in because you actually mentioned something which is Signal, and Signal is actually a major partner to MobileCoin, and there's over 100 million people now that have the Signal app installed, and only a fraction of them actually have the MobileCoin wallet enabled, and we're trying to get out the word that people can activate their wallet. It's currently in beta in Signal, so it's also something that we are constantly trying to improve the user experience for. And so this website also gives you a really easy onboarding experience, hopefully for new users. If you haven't activated your Signal wallet, this is how to do it. Just go to this website, click activate your wallet, and you have instructions, update your Signal app, and then activate your payments. So it's relatively simple, easy to use. I think you could probably send your mom and your dad or your friends to this site, and they could just activate the payments. I mean, what do you think? Do you think like people can do this, right? This isn't hard to do. Like enabling a wallet right in Signal, a lot of people already have it and don't even realize it, right?
Yeah, it's super simple, or at least I found it to be. I'm probably a little more technically savvy than the average user. But again, yes, that flow of going in there and getting it going was very, very simple. For virtually anybody who's using applications, they won't find it's difficult at all. And that's one of the things, with Bitcoin, everything around like UI, UX, those are the things that we're pushing for a lot of the companies in the space to work toward. This is simple. And then if it's already your primary messaging app, it makes a lot of sense to push things through there. But more importantly, one where you have control over what you disclose to whom and when. It's different in that regard to me than like, using, sending money person to person in like Apple's iMessage or something like that. So yeah, I like it a lot. That's pretty intriguing.
And we also go a little bit more into detail as well in here. So if you want to dive in like how to buy MobileCoin, you can always, we have all of that accessible in here. So if you want to buy in a mobile app, we have guides for how to buy your MobileCoin in the Mixin app, as well as how to buy it in a web browser. So we explain how to use the Finnic wallet browser extension. You can actually see mine right here. Hopefully my password, there we go. You can see my Finnic wallet.
Too much. We can't talk about privacy and then give away passwords on this live stream.
Yeah, fortunately, they conceal your password as you type it on the screen. But there's a browser extension a lot of people don't know about called Finnic Wallet, as well as the Mixin app is probably the easiest way to get MobileCoin in the US. And we also have a list of all the exchanges right on the front page of the website. So if you just scroll down, you can see the MobileCoin ecosystem right here. And you can see these are just some of the top apps in our ecosystem. I think we talked a little bit about Signal, but we could talk more. We could talk endlessly about Signal for sure. And I think that's like the star in our ecosystem, right? But a lot of people don't realize that Finnic Wallet is a browser extension that works with MobileCoin. Mixin is a mobile app for that lets you buy any number of cryptocurrencies with a number of dexes, and two of those dexes are listed here: ForSwap and MixSwap. And actually, I've got to correct myself. I already said something wrong, but MixSwap is actually an aggregator for ForSwap and other dexes. We also have, of course, the centralized exchanges on here. So which of these apps do you use? What are you using?
Yeah, the ones I've been using to play around MobileCoin, I've been using obviously Signal, and then Mixin Messenger. And then in Mixin Messenger, I've used MixSwap to move in and out of MobileCoin in my test.
Great. So you haven't tried the Finnic wallet. It's interesting. A lot of,
I have not.
It makes sense. I mean, once you go mobile, it's kind of hard to go back, right? We are called MobileCoin, so you're going to stick to the mobile apps. And Finnic is, that browser like extension similar to MetaMask. But I think Signal is sort of the center of the ecosystem and has the most users on it. And I think the key there also is that Signal makes it easy, right? It makes it easy to recover your PIN number. Just by using your PIN number, you can recover your wallet, right? And it makes that is a major feature that's really powerful and makes it easy for everyday users.
Yeah, I think so. And then for me, like again, in my testing and looking into this MobileCoin deal, I definitely was trying to get to the mobile experience. That's kind of like what it hangs its hat on, what the promise is. So I want to see what that's like for the user. I'm pretty impressed so far. You know what I mean? I still got questions, but that's why I'm hanging around with you. You know what I mean? Figuring out what's going on with it. But yeah, definitely intrigued so far for sure.
So I do want to talk a little bit about what, how we grow this ecosystem, right? And Signal is just one app in that ecosystem, and we really need to build more mobile apps that support cryptocurrency, and specifically MobileCoin, because it's encrypted and fast and easy to use. And I think the starting point is this site. So devs can start building right now, and they can use APIs or SDKs. The full service API is, basically your Infura of the Ethereum world translates to the full service API of the MobileCoin world. But I feel like the thing that also sets MobileCoin's ecosystem apart is that we have these full mobile SDKs that anyone can take and just drop into their app. So you can go and build your own Signal bot. You could go and build your own, app, and then just add MobileCoin to your app. So you can add the MobileCoin wallet to pretty much any mobile app, just by pulling in these SDKs. And I think if you wanted to build your own app, this would be a good starting point for you. But also you have to still go and read the documentation. So we have a lot of documentation on the site. The full service API, you can actually see, basically this website gives you an overview of each of these projects and developer tools, the iOS, the Android, and you can actually see a link to the full documentation for each of them. So if you go to the full service documentation, see we have an entire dedicated Git book just dedicated to the full service API. And the same goes for the iOS documentation. We've got an entire documentation page just dedicated to integrating iOS. So there's a lot of documentation, but you just have to peel those layers away and hopefully this site makes it easy for developers to find. Going back to like onboarding new people, there's obviously a lot of people that are going to activate through Signal Messenger, and then they're going to go and they're going to buy MobileCoin through Mixin Messenger or MixSwap or ForSwap. Or if they're outside the US, obviously they're going to choose, Binance or FTX or Gate.io. We recently got listed on Binance and Gate.io. And so that's like really big news, and it's been good for our ecosystem to see more people coming in. And we've had like a new influx of users to our ecosystem, but like, how do we capture them is also, and how do we connect with those new people coming in? They're buying it. They're buying MobileCoin through Binance or Gate.io or FTX. And then they come to this site and they can actually join they can find out what's going on and learn about MobileCoin. And we actually have a full community page for everyone to connect with us. So I think how did we meet? Did we meet through Twitter or was it through Discord? I think it was probably through Twitter.
Yeah, actually, I think it was through the Signal group.
It might have been the Signal group. Yeah,
I was talking with Natalie, and then she connected us. But yeah, initially I follow you guys on Twitter and things like that. I also am in your Discord, checking out that as well. So I've done both. I don't have my hoodie on. I haven't hung out on GitHub at all.
You're more of a Twitter maxi than a Discord maxi.
Oh, absolutely. I'm heavily Twitter centric. That's where I spend my time. I find the most signal there, you know what I mean? So, no pun intended with the signal, but, I try to avoid the noise and cut through and figure out what's going on. And I find Twitter to be a good place to do that. I might call myself a Twitter power user a little bit. I got a couple tricks about that.
Yeah, there might be a little bit of a Twitter renaissance going on, but certainly there's a crypto renaissance going on right now. And a lot of it is in Discord and Twitter. Twitter is sort of I think people call it crypto Twitter now, or CT. But Discord seems to be the way to join a community and really get involved. And I'll share, if you haven't joined our Discord, I encourage you to join, because that's the way to reach out to us and get support and talk to us. But of course, if you're a developer, GitHub is the best place to go. You can dive into our open source code. We actually have two GitHubs. There's the MobileCoin Foundation and the MobileCoin official GitHub. And you can actually see on this GitHub all of those same SDKs and APIs that we were just talking about. There's the Android SDK right here. So all the documentation site provides as a way to find these things and discover them a little bit easier than you might have on GitHub. But you can go here and you can find them also just by searching for the language of your choice. You'll notice that the top languages are Rust and Python and Swift in our ecosystem. But you also see that you can we'll pull up the developer portal on here as well. And the entire developer portal is actually open source and published on our GitHub. So you can go and you can actually make a pull request to the documentation. So if you find any bugs or if you have any feedback for me on this call, I would love it if you may go and submit an issue on our GitHub for the developer portal. As well, one of the interesting things we've built into the developer portal is a way to add your own application to the developer portal. So if you go to the front page and click on apps or see more apps, you can see all of the apps in our ecosystem. I think you'll see there's some interesting ones that are bots like Imogen or Hotline. You'll also see our mobile beta app, which you can download and test out the most recent version of our beta app. As well as the desktop wallet, which is a really useful tool. But if you wanted to if you built your own bot or you built your own mobile app, you can actually go and add it to the App Store just by following the instructions on our awesome MobileCoin repo. So if you go here, it gives you instructions how to submit yourself to the repo. And you can actually see all of the apps that are on the website are actually automatically pulled into the website from this repo of awesome apps. I think that's a pretty common thing to have a list of apps in an ecosystem, but a lot of times it's buried in a GitHub somewhere and people can't find it. So I think this is pretty simple. If you can write Markdown, then you can actually go in here and you can make changes and write documentation for your app and submit it to our App Store. So I just want everyone to realize this App Store is open for business and anyone can go and submit. Now, I think you and I actually kind of worked together a little bit because I wanted to get your feedback. We've talked about the developer documentation, but there's also a lot of documentation that people need to learn just to get the basics understanding of MobileCoin, but also the basic understanding of cryptocurrency and how it works, right? People want to understand why would I use MobileCoin? But also before they say why MobileCoin, it's also why cryptocurrency, why blockchain. And so we've tried to put out some really interesting content called Explain Like I'm 5, which actually explains at every level. So if you click on Explain Like I'm 5, we have Digital Cash explain the concept of sending peer-to-peer encrypted mobile transactions. We also explain blockchain and the MobileCoin fog. And we do it at different levels. We do it to a 5-year-old, to a grandparent, to a first-year college student, and to a software engineer. So, if you're at any level, this might be a good read. It might also help you onboard your friends and encourage them to learn about cryptocurrency or learn about MobileCoin. But you mentioned Bitcoin a few times already, and obviously Bitcoin was the first big cryptocurrency. And so we've actually put a lot of reading material in here to help people understand, because if you read the MobileCoin white paper, that's from 2017. It was, I think, published in 2018. And you can learn about the true mission of MobileCoin was built to support Signal and apps like that to protect people's privacy within an encrypted blockchain. But you also can find the mechanics of MobileCoin, which is a review by Co. And you can also find the Bitcoin white paper, because we want people, it's recommended reading for anybody that's getting into this ecosystem. You need to learn these things, right? These are just the basics of blockchain and cryptocurrency. So you need to understand the differences, and you kind of want to this is kind of the basic, starting point for anyone getting into crypto, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Because say all the time in the Bitcoin space, Bitcoin is the rising tide that lifts all boats, or it controls the ecosystem, by and large. And like I said, there's a lot of noise out there. I'm looking for things that are. I think Bitcoin is definitely the signal. I think everything else is either additive or a distraction. I think MobileCoin is putting itself in position to be additive. That's why I'm, I have the interest in it. But largely, there's a lot of noise out there. So to be able to come back, to center like that and figure out what this thing is about, why it was built, why it's important, it kind of gives you a good roadmap so you can make the right trade-offs and figuring out what you want to adopt and what you want to leave alone.
Well, also, I don't want to tell anyone exactly, here's what you need to learn. Here's what you need to buy. I don't make investment advice, even to my friends or family. It never, I can't say that anytime you make a recommendation on what to buy, you really should mention do your own research, right?
Oh yeah.
I think there's already a meme out there for that. I forget, but you should always do your own research.
Do your own research and don't trust, verify.
Yeah, don't trust, verify, right? So you can't. I think that's why people use white papers as PDFs, because you trust that that's the original PDF and it hasn't been edited from its original format. But also, it makes it kind of portable and you can take it with you, and you don't necessarily trust your Wi-Fi to have good Wi-Fi all the time. PDFs are kind of useful to have. So we've imported all those PDFs that are actually more than just the Bitcoin white paper. All of the white papers that we've used in the building of MobileCoin, well, maybe not every single one of them, but a lot of the major white papers. So CryptoNote is actually used by MobileCoin on our ledger to add ring signatures and one-time addresses. If you look in the Bitcoin white paper, it mentions you can have anonymity if, and pretty much only if, you rotate your public address every time you do a transaction. So Bitcoin was designed to allow for some sort of anonymity, but it's not implemented that way, and it's not forcing that. It's not by design, right? It's not as a requirement. It's like an optional feature that's not really well implemented. But CryptoNote takes that and go improves upon that one-time address, and also adds ring signatures, which is a really interesting way to make it harder to analyze the blockchain and then figure out who sent money to who, right? It makes it harder, but not necessarily impossible to decrypt the graph of payments and see people's history. And I think a lot of people don't realize don't understand that we're not trusting each other. We're trusting the math behind this. But on top of that, we've also improved CryptoNote with confidential transactions. Ring CT, there's an implementation called Bulletproofs, and you can read all about it right here. As well, this is the original Ring CT article. I think I would also point you to Bulletproofs as well. I think it's probably in our security section. So if you want to dive into the security aspects, we actually have all of the security layers detailed out in here, from how we use Intel SGX and how CryptoNote and confidential transactions protects you. Here's the Bulletproofs one. So you can see all of that information right here on the dev portal. And if you still have a question, or maybe you're just too lazy to read, and that's okay. I don't mind if you just come and ask us a question. Do you find that people don't necessarily want to go read? They just want to ask you questions, right?
The funny thing is I found that the easiest way to get somebody to actually read something is to answer their initial question and then direct them to the place where they can learn more. That if you just tell them go read here, they typically don't do that. But yeah, it works this way. You can find out more about it here. They might do the find out more part.
So I'm going to ask everyone to ask us questions. We're almost at the half hour. We're not doing an airdrop today. I would love to see questions from the audience. If you want to be featured on our talk on Meet MobileCoin, it's not just about meeting the team that is working on the core code. It's also about meeting the people in the community who are bridging the gap and teaching people about crypto and teaching people about MobileCoin. you don't have to, put together a presentation. But if you want to come on and ask questions and join us for a talk, I would love to have anyone from the community join us as well. I see some questions already today. Someone's pointing out, we're in beta. I like that. It's nice to see someone else promoting the beta app. So yeah, we're in Signal right now in beta, and we're gonna come out of beta. That's a pretty clear goal for us, is to bring MobileCoin out of beta and bring it to everyone. And I'm really excited to say, like, we're getting there, and soon is my answer to everyone's question about when. When do you get that question a lot, Lawrence? When? when?
Yeah.
Moon?
But you have to spell it properly though. It's WEN. How to say it right.
WEN. Yeah.
Yes.
So I'll also let people know that they can follow you on Twitter. So, you can join MobileCoin's Twitter or our Discord to chat with me anytime. I monitor the Twitter pretty frequently, but I'm on Discord, 24/7. You can ask a question in Discord. Actually, I'll share the screen real quick. And I don't know if there's anything, anyone saying anything pretty funny in our Discord today, but I'll share our Discord.
Of course there will be, because you're streaming. There'll be something.
Yeah, of course, when I'm streaming, someone's going to say something funny. But you can see our little Discord has taken off lately. The general chat, Luis is probably the most active person in the community there. And it looks like he's answering questions this morning before I got up. So you can see the coin market cap question here, like, hey, when is the circulating supply going to be up to date? And you actually can find the circulating supply right on the developer portal. And also you can jump in here to random, and I tend to share news, so you're welcome to just share anything in there. And you're also welcome to ask us any question in here. I see someone asking about a multi-sig branch. I don't know anything about multi-sig support, but I'll see if I can find the answer. I'll ping some engineers and see. You can also talk directly to our engineers if you just go down to our developer section and you go into you can talk directly to the engineering teams and talk about the proposals that are going through right now. If you want to dive into the development process, you can always go onto the dev portal. Again, let me share it right here. If you go on here and you want to find out about the roadmap, we actually have a link to the roadmap right here. So it's in our governance section in the docs, and you can click on here and you can see our actual roadmap. It takes you to this page, and you can see what's launched and what's in progress and what's planned for the future. As well, if you want to make a proposal and you want to put something forward, we have an explanation of our proposal process right here called the MobileCoin Improvement Proposal. And you can also find bug bounties. So I'll give a heads up to everybody that we'll be launching very soon some new bounties. We already have a bounty system that we've just started testing on our GitHub, and it'll soon be on the developer portal. If you search for grants on our GitHub, you can find the developer grants repo, and we have a Block Explorer bounty now live on Gitcoin. So we're going to be launching more bounties, and it'll be on the developer portal, and we'll have another Meet MobileCoin to talk about the bounties. But you can see let's go back to that page, and if I go to the Gitcoin details page for it, you can see all the details. We have a $5,000 bounty out there for a developer to go and build a Block Explorer. And in just 2 weeks, we've gotten maybe more than half a dozen developers submitting to apply to build this Block Explorer for us. So it's pretty exciting to see the developer community jumping on to the first bounty that we've released. We can also do bounties for folks like you who are content creators, Lawrence. So, if you wanted to create some guides and walk people through how to use MobileCoin, that I think we can do bounties to encourage the community who aren't necessarily developers. You can still get involved and you can still help build the MobileCoin ecosystem. And I think that's important. That it's not the developer portal is focused on building things, but some things that have to be built are also the materials to educate people, right?
Yeah,
we have to write these documents to explain and onboard new people.
Absolutely. Super important. Education is the most important thing in the space. Most people don't adopt anything until they feel good and comfortable, and they only get good and comfortable once they learn. Some people need time.
Also, if your eyes are hurting, we do have a dark mode. I thought I should mention that. So I don't know what do you prefer, dark mode or light mode, Lawrence?
If I could share my screen, you would know that I'm in dark mode right now.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll have to redo this in dark mode version. Maybe we'll focus a little bit more on developers and get a developer from the community to come and talk about what they're building. I just talked to someone yesterday who's building a shopping app inside of Signal. So you can just chat with the bot and say, I'd like to buy this item, please. And then you can pay with MobileCoin. So it's pretty exciting to see the use cases coming out now that we have a Signal bot SDK. I think that's going to generate a lot of new apps because I think the friction to create a bot is a lot smaller than the friction, the level of effort to create an app. But we've tried to make it as easy as possible to just add MobileCoin to existing apps. So where would you want to see MobileCoin used? What would your favorite app be?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I love the way they put like lightning payments in Twitter, but it's on a certain API that can't go everywhere. So I would love to see it like in Twitter where I spend all of my time. I would love to be able to just quickly transfer value literally across the planet like that to anyone. So I would bring it home, to where I spend most of my time. Because it would give me that functionality, because that's where I interact with folks all the time. So that would be the easiest deal for me.
That I think that makes a lot of sense. I think hopefully we can get Twitter to be multi cryptocurrency, and I think we've definitely got an advantage over other projects in that we actually have a product that works and it's available now. And while our app is in beta, our blockchain is not. Our blockchain is really live and kicking, and you can send crypto in 5 seconds or less than 5 seconds. Have you used Signal? How many people have you given MobileCoin to?
Probably only given MobileCoin to about 2 to 3 people.
Okay.
I have multiple wallets, so I've sent them back and forth, playing with the tech and things like that, particularly with the beta app, to have it move in and out of Signal, from Mixin to Signal or the beta app. So
what do you think of the beta app?
Say again?
What do you think of the beta app?
But that's pretty clean. I like it. I think eventually, the only thing I would like to see added there is, I feel like we just need a ticker. Let us know what the price is at, because that's what we're transferring value in. So I think that would be a nice add. But I've been pretty pleasantly pleased with it. I use it on both Android and iOS. So yeah, I like it. It's good. It's smooth. I like simplicity in things. I don't like a ton of features that create noise inside of what you're using. So it's been pretty good. I like it.
I think the desktop wallet is also a great app to use. I think a lot of folks overlook desktop as it's a good way to back up your wallet and put it into kind of a vault on your computer. And it's interesting, the desktop wallet, while it sounds not as exciting as a mobile wallet, it actually has more features than the mobile wallet.
Of course.
So it actually has the ability to create all sorts of create gift codes that you can send to people and send gifts to people. So that maybe if you try the desktop wallet, you'll become more of a gifter. It's definitely the easiest way to back up your mobile coins and have them on your laptop, which is nice to be able to see in 2 places at the same time.
Trouble is, I'm a Windows guy.
Yeah. You're a Windows guy. That's fair. We don't have a Windows desktop wallet today, but I think we will have a bounty coming out for a Windows wallet. So that's just a heads up to folks in the community. So we'll get working on that. Also, if you're in San Francisco, we have almost weekly or bi-weekly events. So you can always find the latest events on the dev portal. So and if you want to host an event or you want us to come to your event, just join our Discord and message us, and we'll discuss. Let's see if we have any comments. It looks like the Signal decide when Mob comes out of beta, or does Mob do that itself? And I think the answer is obvious. Maybe it's, I don't want to say it's an obvious answer, but yes, Signal decides when MobileCoin comes out of beta. Brian Acton is the CEO of Signal, and he's ultimately it's up to Signal to decide when they make changes and what changes they make. We have a great relationship with them, so I think we'll probably have some heads up before it goes out and gets out of beta, and we'll be supporting them and making sure that they have the best support possible. They are our most important partner. And I see also a second question: what's the difference between beta and the formal version? I'm not sure I understand the question, but I guess the question is, like, once we come out of beta, it makes it a lot easier to get started, right? So there's a lot of steps right now to activate your Signal payments. If you go to the developer portal and you go to how to use, or you just click the, activate your wallet, right now there's roughly 6 steps that you have to click. So, for every step, it becomes more complex for new users. So this is a relatively easy thing to do, but ideally you don't need to do all of these steps. So reducing that friction to onboarding is a key thing that I think is important, but also just taking feedback from the community. Like, it's not just about promoting Mob within Signal. It's also just, hey, how do we do this? And let's open up comments. So now is the time for feedback. Beta means customer testing. That's what beta means. And it's a time for feedback and discussion. And so if you have thoughts about it, then share it with us in our Discord. And we'll make sure our engineers, and you can also go to Signal's forums. I think it's signalusers.org. And you can also share your thoughts there as well. Here's our Discord community if you want to join in and join our community and talk to us. Also, it looks like someone brought up one more question. Thank you, Sanaba. I hope I said that right. Our CEO mentioned that we'll be launching a stablecoin. I think it's pretty clear that if we're going to do something, we're going to do it right. I think people want a stablecoin, and we'll be making that available across all of our partners. So I think it's up to Signal to decide what they put in their app, but I think stablecoin in Signal it would be a goal for sure. Thanks for the question, Sanava. I really appreciate it. And thank you everyone else who joined into the video. I hope this video lasts for a long time and people learn a lot from it. If you have any questions, reach out to us on Discord. Thank you guys for joining us. Lawrence, thank you for joining me today. It was really helpful to have someone to talk about and explain our developer portal to.
Yeah, no problem, man. I'm glad I could come along with you for the ride, brother.
Yeah. And just to clarify, how did you do you work for MobileCoin, or how did you get involved?
Well, honestly, again, just hanging out in Signal, Discord, Twitter, checking you guys out, kind of raised my hand, asked some questions to Natalie, and then she kind of linked me up with you.
Yeah, I'm really glad you did. Thank you for being a good community member and joining me on a call today. I hope we get to do more content for your community.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Whenever whenever those incentives line up, make it happen.
Great. Thank you guys for joining us. All right. Bye, everyone.
Later, Colin.